Hi Ram, Shinu, Ramesh, Geeta. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hey Srikanth. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. All right. So what we discuss, guys? RDS. Do you remember read replicas, and then do you remember uh, what do you call multi-ASIS concept? Super. Okay. So which one is used to increase the performance? Multi-ASIS or read replica? Read replica. How many read replicas you can have it? 5. And then is it possible to write on read replicas? No. Every read replicas can have its own endpoint? Yes. Okay, good. And if you want to enable high availability, which is a concept that you choose? Multi-AZ. And yeah, and what are the backups called in RDS? Snapshots. Super. So let's go ahead and then do the practicals on that. Okay. So let's go to RDS. Okay. So let's go to the guys. RDS is regional, guys. RDS is regional. So we discuss about the Aurora also. If you need to go with Aurora, you can create a database with this Aurora, which is compatible with MySQL and Postgres, right? And how many read replicas you can have it for Aurora? 15 read replicas, right? Yeah, you have all these options, guys. And let's go ahead and then create our own RDS DB instance. Okay, let's do that. Click on create data. Okay. So guys, you might get your interface also. You can get the new interface. Okay. And here, guys, please concentrate this page. If you concentrate this page, mostly the RDS is done, because I told you that this will be the same features that will be repeating for each and every concept. So if you are thoroughly understood about this page, the entire page of how to set it up, and rest everything's are easy. Okay. Okay, so let's go with this database creation. So guys, we have two types of database creation. You go with the standard create, or we go with the easy create. So we don't go with the easy create because we need to learn so many things. Let's go to the standard create and try to do all the things what it shows. If you go to easy create, it recommended the best practice, and directly just like that you can quickly go and create it, right? So let's go to the standard create and see what are the options that we have it there. Do you remember that we discussed about we have how many engines? 6 engines. What are those? Right? Mom PMA. Remember that? Okay. So MySQL, this Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, Oracle, and MS SQL Server. So you can select any of the things, but remember, don't select Oracle and then MS SQL Server because this required licenses and all. So for now, you can go with the Postgres or MySQL, whatever you feel it. No issues at all. Select a Postgres SQL, for example, guys, and then you have so many versions of your guys. Database has the versions, right? Database engines has the versions. So you can ask like, so what, sir, why we have so many versions here? Guys, developers, if anyone developers are here, your application sometimes should be compatible with the database version, right? Do you agree? Anyone over here? Developers? Definitely yes. So if maybe whenever you are setting up this RDS instance, please make sure you check with the developer what kind of version that he needs. You can select this appropriate engine version. And templates. Guys, templates here, we have 3: production, dev test, and free tier. Which one is our favorite thing to use it now? Free tier. Okay, definitely we'll be using free tier. But the thing is here, let's go with the production and see what are the options that we have it here. Because if you go to free tier, most of the options are disabled. We have to learn all the options, right? And that's the reason why we go to the production and we don't launch it. We'll just learn it and then we'll come back and then go with the free tier. Okay. So yeah. So let's see. Production, dev test, and free tier. Production, you have a very good high availabilities and all, right? And then dev test, you don't have high availability, and free tier, you know, which most of the things are disabled. Let's see with the production. See. Coming to settings, guys, we have something called DB instance identifier. Remember, this is not a database name. This is a identifier name, instance name, or a machine name, or database instance name. It's not a database name. I'm telling you, it's not a database name. It's a database instance identifier. So here you can put it as my Postgres server or instance, whatever. It's just an identifier for you. Guys, you will have so many instances now. In EC2, we launched many instances. You will give the names, right? The same thing here, you are giving the name. It is called identifier, DB identifier, right? And then here you have master username and password. So whenever you're setting up this instance, definitely you need username and password to log in, right? So this is the default username. You can give any name. For the moment, the default username is Postgres, right? And then you can generate the automatic password, or you can give a password called something root 1 2 3 4 5 6, something you give it. You can give username and password. Guys, is this clear till here? What we are doing it, everyone? Sisi? Okay, so let's coming to the next topic here. DB instance class. DB instance class, which is the instance type that usually we select in our free tier T2 micro. But the thing is here in the database, I told you that we'll be using instance type. You can go and select M type or R type, X type, T type, whatever you need. At the moment, I'll go and select. Guys, how do you select this? Same thing. How much size that your database need? What is the CPU and memory that you need? What is the usage? If you're going for the production and your database is lots of use, will this 8 GB RAM is sufficient? No, go for bigger RAM, maybe go for 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 GB, whatever you need. So for now, let's go with the 16 GB RAM. For now, let's go for the 16 GB RAM. This is about the DB instance class. Okay. Let's come down here. Let's talk about the storage here. Storage here is, do you remember what is the EBS volume types do we have? Did we discuss in the EC2 section like EBS, GP2, IO1, IO2? Remember all these things? Yeah, all these things here, you can select this. Which one do you need? GP2, IO1, or magnetic? So guys, if you need extreme high performance, will you go for GP2 or IO1, IOPS? Which one do you choose? IOPS. So for any normal thing, just go for GP2. It's completely dependent upon your requirement. So for now, I'm going for the GP2, which has, okay, it's on production. I'll go with the IOPS and allocated storage. I have given 100 GB. What is the maximum size? 64 terabyte, 65,000 GB. All right. So you can give it. And how much IOPS that you need, you mention it here. Guys, do you remember that we discussed about storage auto scaling? Yeah. Here we have mentioned 100 GB, but maybe after 6 months, this 100 GB will get full. And if it is full, definitely your database engine will not work. So if you enable auto scaling on the storage and give the maximum value as 1000 or how much ever you need, and it will keep on increase to that level. It will not complain. Do you understand on the storage section, everyone? Yeah. And then availability and then durability, right? Availability and then durability. So this is, did we discuss about multi-AZ concept, guys? I told you this just a radio button or checkbox radio button. If you need, just enable it. And then if you don't need, don't do this. But we have discussed quite a lot about this multi-AZ concept in the backend, right? If you need high availability, but what we need to watch out if you enable this? If you enable this, what do you need to watch out, guys? Cost. It will, you know, right? It will be doubled. You need to double. Nice. And connectivity. Connectivity, definitely your databases should be inside the VPC. Definitely inside the VPC. And subnet group, select default. And then publicly access, guys. In general, in your production environment, your database should be publicly accessible from outside. No. Definitely no. But here in our case, as we are learning, we need to connect it from outside. We need to enable yes. But in a production, remember no. And VPC security group, definitely you should go with the, at the moment we have a default security group, right? Default security group is already selected over here. Okay. And if you click on additional configuration, this is the database port number. Guys, database port number, we have selected Postgres, right? Postgres port number is 5432. We need to enable this port number in this default security group. Yes or no? Yes. In order to connect to this Postgres database engine, you need to enable this port number on your security group. Is this clear on the connectivity? Nice. Let's go to database authentication. Database authentication here is, guys, database authentication. We have on the top, we have again Postgres and root 123456 username and password. So you can go with the normal database password that we have given here. And also you have an option called going with the IAM database authentication. So guys, whoever we have created an IAM user, that IAM user can also, if you enable like this, IAM user can also log in to this database using IAM username and password. Right? This is IAM data, IAM password and IAM authentication. If at all you need that, you need to log in with the IAM user and password, you can go with this. Or you have something called Kerberos. Kerberos meaning, guys, remember the concept of Active Directory? Do you remember Active Directory concept that we have discussed? Yeah. What is the service in AWS which has Active Directory concept? Anyone? Directory services. Do you remember this? What is that? Directory services. Directory services is a service where it holds the Active Directory concept. But if you need to log in with the domain username and password, you can go with this and give the browser directory here. But we don't go with this. Let's go with our normal data username and password concept. Okay. And let's click on additional configuration. And here it is asking about database options, guys. Initial database name. This is what your database name is. You can go with here database name called ProdDB or something. You can get, this is the database and DB name, right? You know, something called ProdDB. You can give any name. This is the database name. Parameter groups, keep it default. It is for global schemas, right? And backups, guys. Backup you need to enable, right? So if you enable this, automatically backups will be taken. That is a point in time snapshots. At what time you can select the window, at what time, whatever time that you need, you can just go with your this time. At what time you need it, how much duration, at what time you need to specifically. If you mention no preference, AWS will take whenever he wants it. And do you remember we discussed about retention period? How many? What is the maximum retention period you can have it? 35 days. So if you go for that, you have a 35 days maximum retention period. So by default, it will be 7 days. So go with this if you enable it. Encryption, you can encrypt, you can do the encryption. Guys, where are the encryption keys that it will be stored? Encryption keys are stored in which service? KMS. Nice. We have KMS here. And we have discussed about performance insights. If you need to enable, if you need to have a more like how much basically logs, not logs, monitoring, basically monitoring how much your database is performing, how is it performing, how many hosts are connected, how many users are connected, how it is, how many weight top weight queries, dead queries, everything you can monitor over here. And also enhanced monitoring. This will give the details about your CPU levels and all of your database. And log export. Guys, is it possible to do RDP and SSH to this database engine that we create? No. Then how do we see the logs? So here, if you enable the logs, guys, if you enable the logs, these logs are pushed to CloudWatch logs. Do you remember we have done about the CloudWatch logs concept? Yeah. So that CloudWatch logs, you can go and check there directly. You can go and check there directly. All the logs are pushed to the CloudWatch logs. And if AWS want to do some a small minor version upgrade and all, enable them to do that. In what window that you want to do, select this. And then delete protection is, remember in EC2 we have delete on termination protection enable, right? So that is this here. And the total cost here based on the selections what we have done is this much amount, 1313. Do you understand about each and everything on this page, everyone? Everyone out there, CC? Database is important topic, guys. Okay, so do you feel that that is charge is heavy, right? That is per month. But if I want to reduce half to half, what I need to disable? Multi-AZ, I need to disable it. So if you go to multi-AZ concept, if you remove that, where is that multi-AZ? Yeah, do not create any standby instance. If you disable this, let's see the price. It has become half, 658. You see that? Hmm? So watch out when you're enabling multi-AZ. And also watch out, guys, IOPS are costlier, as we know that if you go for GP2, that it will go and reduce it. See, if you go for GP2, here IO1 I have given, here 3000 IOPS that you are giving it. That's the reason why it is costlier. If I go for GP2 and then I just same 100, I go with this. Let's see the cost. It has bloody even decreased even half, 343 now. Got this? If you select SQL price, select this, and then you need to select which version Express Web, all you have all these things. Okay, so if you keep everything here same, you have this much, very less. How that could be? Express editions. Yeah, that is an Express edition. Very, if you go for the standard edition, because you will database size up to only 10 GB, right? If you go to standard one, there we go. You have 1000. If you go for enterprise, and remember this is license included, guys. License is included also. If you go enterprise wise, it is boom. Okay, it's almost 2000 there. It is monthly. That is monthly. Hey, is this clear, everyone, on this, guys? On this page? Nice. Nice. So I'll cancel this and let's try to create our favorite free tier. Let's go for the standard. I'll go with the Postgres. And then I'll go with the free tier now. We know all the details. Let's go ahead. And I call it as DB instance identifier. I call it as Postgres instance. Postgres DB, data DB instance. I give like this. And Postgres is the username. Password is root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And DB instance T2 micro. Storage. Hey, do you need auto scaling now in FreeTire? Uncheck this. Uncheck this. Let it be 20 GB. Don't increase the size. See, multi-AZ concept is itself is drained out. That meaning grayed out here. And VPC, default VPC, subnet to default. Publicly access, yes or no? In our case now. Publicly accessible, yes. We need to select yes because we need to connect from outside. No, no, yeah. So if it is from EC2 to RDS, no, always no in your actual real time, guys. In our real time actual no, but I'm connecting. You should understand this. This is the AWS, right? This is AWS. This is the EC2 and this is the RDS. Okay. So if you want to connect from here to here, this to this, this should be always private. This should be always private, guys. And we are sitting over here outside and we are connecting from outside to this Postgres. I mean to this RDS. So I need to enable publicly accessible, yes or no? I need to enable yes. That's a reason. So here I enable yes and choose the security group, default security group. Which availability zone that you need, I'll just go with 1A. Expand this additional configuration and the port number is 5432 only here. Database authentication, go with the password authentication and enable additional configuration. Guys, this is initial database name. I call it as, give me a database name, yeah? Give me some name. Okay, demo DB. That's a demo DB. And let it be parameter groups, let it be default. I'll enable this automatic backup, right? Retention period, I'll put 0 days so that just in case if I forgot to delete the database, my backups are not charged. But in a real case, it should be 7 days or whatever, how much ever you want. Performance insights, I'll enable it to show you how it looks like. Do you need enhanced monitoring, guys? Don't enable all these things because unnecessarily will be charged. But I'll show you the logs also. I'll export the logs. If you need enhanced monitoring also, okay, select this. But this is this will be charged, but you don't need basically monitoring. And maintenance, I don't want any maintenance. And delete on termination protection is off. Guys, do you understood how I did it this? What are the things that we have selected? Nice. Should we go and create it now? Let's go and create database. The database is now being created. It will take a while. It is the status is creating here. See, this is the DB identifier. This is my Postgres DB instance. I can also create another database with MySQL. Na? You can call it as MySQL instance. This is just an identifier, how to identify it. Okay. And this, the role is instance and engine is Postgres SQL. This is 1A, T2 micro. It is getting created. How much CPU it is, everything that will get it. And how much sessions, current activity, how much is loaded and all, you will get it over here, guys. Multi-AZ is no. So we need to wait until this should be available because this modify is, guys, whatever we have done in the settings that while creating it, if anytime you can go and modify it. If you click on modify, you can change the settings on what we have selected. It is grayed out because it is creating at the moment. It's not available. And action also all are grayed out because it is creating. Let us discuss meanwhile. You can stop the database, you can reboot, you can delete it. Guys, can we create a read replicas out of this? Remember read replicas? Yes, we can create it. Let it be available. I'll create a read replica also, right? And then promote. Do you heard about the promote? Read replicas can be promoted anytime to your standalone databases, right? Yeah. And take snapshot. What is take snapshot meaning? Take a backup. So take a backup. So backup meaning if you're taking it here, is that a manual snapshot or automatic snapshot? It's a manual snapshot. Very good. It's a manual snapshot. And restore. How to restore a database? It's also the same thing. I'll show. We can restore it. Start database activity stream. So what is the activities going on there? We can check it there. And if you have any database on S3 also, guys, you can see all the databases can be exported to the S3 and you can import it. So we don't have any buckets at the moment. You can import it also. You can import it, but you can import it only these two at the moment. See, same options. Whenever you're doing any operations, guys, same options, you will get it. That's the reason why I told you many. Yeah. I'll show you that, how all these things. It is still creating it. So you can export that to S3 and you can restore it. Guys, snapshot can be copied from one region to other regions. Yeah, the same concept here also. The snapshots can be copied from one region to other region, one account to another account, and encryption. How do you do encryption, guys? What option? Encryption. Copy option. Very good. Here also the same concept. If you need to encrypt the snapshot, use the copy option and then encrypt it. I'll show you all these things. So we need to have this first. Yeah, now it is configuring logs. It is exporting all the logs. Guys, can we take meanwhile its snapshot? Can we take a backup of this meanwhile? Right? Yeah, let's take a backup. Take a snapshot. This is a manual backup, right? So I'll just take a snapshot. Postgres manual backup. Take snap. See how many? It's not currently not in available state. Let's wait for it. It's taking a lot of. Let's wait for that. Did you finish all your previous practicals, everyone? Up to date? Super. Still, a few people are missing over here. Do you know the reason? Srikanth? Yeah. I think mostly 10 people are missing. if you are in, if your friends are there in that, please ask them to join because it's one time, right? So I don't know why they are missing it. Maybe due to some shifts, some offices. Yeah. Yeah, Ram, please do that. Whatever we are doing, everything is real time only. Gaurav, don't people will fool you that they will give the real time projects and all. It's a bullshit. Trust me. So whatever we are doing, everything, this is how we'll be doing in the real time itself. The only thing is you need to integrate it. We need to integrate it. Yeah. I think Naresh IT has also have some projects on this separately, if at all you need. Yeah. Yeah, now it is available. Okay, so do you see this? It is available. Let's go ahead and then do all these actions. So I need to hard refresh it once. Okay, so let's select this and see. Kya hua re? Why read replica is not yet? Anyways, so guys, so you can go and stop it. Meanwhile, let's try to create another database quickly. If this is, I'll go with MySQL this time. I'll go with community, free tier. If at all you need, I call this as, what is this called? MySQL instance. Admin, I call it as root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I enable, disable this. Public accessible, yes. Default, whatever. CT06. Then demo MySQL DB. Something I put it. Backups. Monitoring log experts. Enable this. No. Let it create that also for you. Meanwhile. Okay, let's talk. I should get this. Okay, guys. So we can go and stop, reboot, and delete it. Let me take a snapshot now. So I call it as Postgres manual backup. You can take the manual backup like this. Take a snapshot. Guys, take a snapshot. So that's how you take the snapshots. Right. So, and then you can create a read replicas out of it. Guys, creating a read replicas meaning you will get the same options here. Now you see modify. See, if you click on modify, whatever the things that we have used while we have configured it. What this? Okay, currently in modify state. Okay, so you cannot. So it is backing up now. So you have to. It has to be available in order to modify it. So the same options you get it, guys. The same options that you will get it. It will not show up here. Right? Whenever creating a read replicas also, you'll get the same options. I'll show you quickly. Take a snapshot, promote. Anytime you can promote this read replica to your normal one. Let it be. Take a snapshot and here. End. Should I show you how to connect to this database? Meanwhile, let it take the backup. Let's see and how to connect. And also, see guys, if you click on this, you will get the endpoint. Do you see this? This is the endpoint that you get it. This is the endpoint that you get it. See, this is the endpoint, and then this is a port number, and all the details you will get it. This is the connectivity and security. What are the details that we have used while launching it? Everything you will get it over here. The same things, right? And monitoring, you can monitor it. What is the CPU utilization of this? How many DB connections are there? How much free storage is left? Everything you can monitor. Logs, remember all the logs basically event. These are all the events basically. What you did it on this database, everything will be recorded over here, right? Configurations, the same thing. What is the instance, CPUs, RAM, availability zone, which engine, what is the DB name? Everything you will get it over here. The configuration. While launching, we have selected all this configuration, right? Username, right? Multi-AZ, no, all these things you will get it over here. Maintenance backup, you can anytime go and take the backup. Just now we took the backup, the same thing, right? Take a snapshot and tags. So here we are interested in endpoint. Guys, before this endpoint, we need to enable the port number on the security group, right? Right? Let's go and enable that on our security group. Where is that security group? In our EC2, right? Let's go to security group. Inbound. Guys, what is the protocol that I need to enable it here? Postgres. Do you see this? If you select the Postgres, automatically 45432 is the port number that it will be selected. I'll give my IP. Nice. Hell. Yeah. Got this, guys? Okay, let's try to go and connect to this Postgres DB. Guys, for each and every Postgres or MySQL, there are clients to connect. In order to connect to these Postgres databases, you need to download something called PG admin. Please write this down. You need to download PG admin. What is that? PG admin. So download this PG admin. There are multiple tools, guys. There might be different n number of tools that developers will use to connect to the databases. So the most common used one for connecting to the database servers are this PG admin, especially for the Postgres. So let me go and try to connect to our database engine. Okay, let's do that. Create. Right click, create server. Right click, create server. Name, I'll call it as AWS RDS server. And here, if you go to connections, what is the host name that I need to provide here, guys? What is the host name that I need to provide? I need to provide this endpoint. I need to provide this endpoint. Are you getting it? I need to provide this. This is the host name. This is the endpoint. And what is the port number? 5432. What is the username? Postgres. What is the password that we have used? Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then click on save. Open this. And there we go. Do you remember that we have created a database called DemoDB? See, this is how you will be connecting to the databases. And from here, guys, your developers will jump in and they'll try to create what tables, etc., everything on these things. Are you responsible for all these things, guys, inside the databases? No, we don't care on that. Developers will be taking care of that. Developers will be taking care of that. Is this clear how to connect it, everyone? Super. Super. I will show the creator replicas. Okay. So this is how you will be launching the databases, and then you'll be connecting it, right? So now from snapshot we can retrieve DB. Definitely you can do that. Definitely you can do that. I'll show you. See, but I don't. But that is a part of your task. But yeah, I'll show you here. See, I want to create a read replicas. See, create read replica. If you click on create read replica, before that creating it, I'll show you one thing. What is the role here? Instance, primary instance. This is called primary instance. I'm going and creating a read replica. See what are the options that it shows. It shows the same thing that what we have discussed. Okay. So from where you want to create a replica, MySQL instance, and DB identifier, I call it as MySQL replica, right? And then did we learn that read replicas can be in multiple regions, different regions? So for now, you can select in any region. For now, I'll be selecting the Mumbai itself, here itself, and T2 micro, and I disable this auto scaling. See, same concept. I don't assign multi-AZ concept. Publicly accessible, yes, I'll put it. And then default security group, availability zone. Read replicas can be in multiple availability zones. Yes, select this, and then password authentication, additional configurations. If you want to enable all these things, enable it, and then create read replica. See, do you see these guys here? Now the role has been changed to primary, and this is my replica. This is my replica. You understand how to create a read replicas of this? And these read replica have their own endpoints. If you want to connect, and the synchronization between MySQL and MySQL replica will be taken care by AWS itself. You don't need to worry about that, right? So what the only thing what you need to remember is, can you write on this replica? No. You can connect to this read replica using the endpoint, and you can only read it. You cannot write it. And like this, how many replicas you can create for this primary instance? 5 replicas. Nice. Is that clear? Right? And anytime you can go, and now this is replica, and anytime you can go, as this is creating, it is not show. Anytime you can go and click on promote. If you click on promote, it will become a normal instance. Replica you can access as it is created. It will give also an endpoint, but you can also connect to this MySQL, right? There is another software called SQL Electron. SQL Electron, this one. How port number will be same? Yeah. Okay, if you want to see the port number and all, where do you see that configuration? What's the port number? What is the MySQL port number, guys? Here it is. It will show it here, but it is still creating. It will show after creating. It is not the same port number. Okay, if you need to, you can get to know this here also. MySQL 3306. For Postgres, it is 5432. For MySQL and Aurora, it is 3306 only. Shino, is that clear? Yeah. Nice. Okay, so let's select this, and you can take the snapshot. You can don't start database activity stream. Yeah, so it is creating it. So let it be. So you can restore the you can restore it from the S3 also. Okay, let's come here, guys. Query editor. Query editor, basically it is for your Aurora serverless database, not for us. But if at all you have created this Aurora database, query editor, guys. Now we have connected this here, right? And you can write any kind of queries over here. Actually, you can write the queries. But for Aurora, from here itself, you can do the queries. If you just need to do immediately from the console, you can write the queries here. And performance insights, if you select this, you can see all the how many commits are there, and top weights, top SQL queries, top host that is connected to this database, top users, those are accessing it, right? What are the top databases that is using weights inside that database engine, top applications, top sessions, everything you can see it. This will be really useful for if just in case if your database is, if you want to monitor the database, you can check it from the performance insights. Got that? And snapshot. Just now we have discussed with this snapshot, guys. See, this is a manual snapshot that we have taken, and AWS will also take the system automatic snapshot. See, MySQL instance, So initially, when you select this, it has created two snapshots here. All the snapshots were manual snapshots. You can see it here. System snapshots will be system, and automated snapshots both are same. Guys, now let us select this and see what are the options that it has. If you want to restore a database from this snapshot, click on restore. Click on restore. You will get the same options again. So it is, see. But remember, whenever restoring it, you need to give the instance identifier here, give the new name, and then same options. See, same options. Select the same options and click on restore DB instance. Everything will be restored with the new name here, new identifier name. Take the snapshots, again you can restore any point of time. And copy snapshot. Is it possible to copy the snapshot from one region to other region? Yes. See, one region to other region, you can copy it. And if you want to encrypt it at the time of creating it, you can encrypt it here. And share snapshot. Can you share the snapshot to other account? Yes, give the account number here and then click on save. It will be shared to that person. And whoever is shared to you, or it will be here, shared with me. If someone is shared with you, you can see this. And can you make your snapshot public? Yes, possible. If you make it public, all your public services will be here. All your public snapshots will be here. Whoever is shared publicly, everything is visible over here. But is it good to make it public? Don't do that. You can take the snapshots anytime. Export to S3. If you want to export to S3, you can still go and export it here. You can upgrade the snapshot, guys. Easily you can upgrade version. So current version is 12.5 that we have used. If you want to upgrade to the latest version, see how it is. It is very difficult on premises to upgrade. Guys, if you want to upgrade the engine version, see, our Postgres engine version when we are launched is 12.5. But if someone asks, hey, I need 13.1, take the snapshot and then increase and then save it. And this snapshot is now 13.1. From this, you can launch and from this, you can restore the complete database instance. And you can give it to him the endpoints. And also you can export to S3, give the bucket name, give the name here, and then choose the bucket name and then export it. And if anyone exported to, and anytime you can go and import it also from here. Restore, you can restore it from the S3. Guys, is this clear on the snapshots? Everyone clear till here, everyone? Nice. Automated backups, same concept. So the automated backups, you have it here, and then you can restore it any point of time. And if any backups are retained, all the old backups will be retained in this concept here, retained concept. Active backup, the latest backup will be always here, and retained backups will be over here using automatic. But this is this snapshot are manual snapshot, and this is automatic snapshot. Reserve instances. Do you remember reserve instances? Guys, if you are sure that your database, you are using it for, if you are using it for a long time, you can go and reserve it for 1 or 3 years. So you can go and purchase the reserve instances. You can reserve these databases and you will get the good discounts. Right? And proxies, this has latestly launched. I have also not used, you can ignore, but you can create a proxy if at all you need. Yeah, I have no options here to see what is this. Proxy identifier. Okay, you can set the proxy secret manager. Same concept again. Maybe, yeah. So here you have subnet groups, parameter groups. These are all the defaults. So subnet groups meaning if at all you need to restrict it from any IP addresses, you can go with this, but it's better all the time to go with the defaults one. And parameter groups, I told you, if you need to have an global schemas, your developers will set some global schemas here. Remember auto increments and all. If developers will know this. So if you want to auto increment offset, if you want to increment and you want to do some backlogs, check some everything, you can do it on the global level. This will be applicable. The parameter groups, whatever the database that you have created, we have selected the parameter groups, right? If you selected the parameter groups, these global schemas will be applied to that databases. Same things here. Events, what are the things, and you can subscribe for this events if you're interested in. You will get the SNS and so on. So, do you see anything else apart from all these things here? Everything is completely managed by AWS, guys. Everything is completely managed by AWS here. Guys, is this clear? Any questions? Super. Can I create DB Aurora? You can. No one will stop you, but watch out if that comes under free tier or not, Ram. Yeah. So, databases. Okay, here. So guys, see this task here. Launch Postgres or MySQL DB instance in free tier. Possible? Yes or no? Yes. Come on. Chat it now. Okay. So modify the security group and add Postgres and MySQL here, and download pgadmin. Download the pgadmin and SQL Ectron here. You can download and you can use it, and connect to the RDS DB instance using an endpoint, username and password, guys. And those who are interested, do you know how to create a table? If not, try to create a small table or a database inside the DB instance. Here, yeah. Here you can create a database also, na? Those who are developers, if you need to do that, yeah. So connect to this. Yeah. So try to create a small table or a database there, and take a manual snapshot. Do you know how to take the manual? We did it. Copy snapshot, try to encrypt that snapshot, and create a read replicas in another region completely. And if you connect to that, guys, remember, if you have created a read replica, I've created in Mumbai only. You can create in another region called Ireland. But if you want to connect to the read replica, you need to modify Ireland security group, na? Ireland security group, and add port numbers there, and try to connect to that, and restore a DB. And also, guys, try to connect to it and try to create create a DB or table. Is it possible to create a database or create a table in read replicas? So you will get to know that. So restore DB from the snapshot, and then check the logs in CloudWatch logs. I'll show you that also in CloudWatch logs. So if you go to log groups, do you see this here? Postgres. So all the logs, you can see it over here. All the logs, you can see it over here. Right? And delete the RDS instance in Mumbai and read replicas. Once you are done it, please delete it, right? And delete manual snapshots that you have created, guys. And try to do this promote read replica to standalone. Can we do that? Yeah. So here this read replica, you have replica, right? You can anytime go and promote it. See, promote it. If you click on promote, enable automatic hours. No. So promote read replicas. See, if I refresh it this, so after some time, this will become a normal instance. The replication will not be happening anymore. It's modifying. See, yeah, do that too. And then guys, those who are developers, those who are really interested more, can you set up a small sample application with some registration form in your EC2 instance? Developers, it's very easy for you. Create a small application that can be in Java, .NET, anywhere. You put it and you have the connection string and try to update, create a table in RDS database and then try to update the details there. Will you do this? Those who want to know how to connect from the application, they will get to know that using this. So please do this task. So take the please share task file. It will definitely I'll share it. Yeah, mail me. But it contains everything. But I don't want everyone to jump out. Let's wait for some time, Srikanth. PPTs I have shared up to date to Srikanth. If not, Srikanth, please mail me. I'll try to. Let me try to delete this. I don't understand this, guys. We have not finished the class, but most of the people left here. I don't really mind, but if you guys, those who are left, come back and again ask, sir, please explain, repeat that and all. It's not good, basically. I see there are 30, almost 40 people. Maybe, yeah, maybe they might have left because we have finished it, but it's not to leave it like this, guys. Let us, until I say CC, don't leave it. Don't leave the class, okay? I no need to tell all these things. I can go on, keep on saying everything, guys, but you have to learn things and then go, okay? Those who are here, I'm not talking to you, but those are the people, those who have left. If you don't care, let's don't care. Come on. Yeah. It's up to them. My only intention is they should not miss the topics. So here, let's try to delete it. How to delete this? Delete it. Guys, while deleting it, do we need to create a final snapshot? No, don't create it. Don't retain any backups, and you acknowledge it and then delete me. This is how we delete it. So those who have left, they don't know how to delete this, and they will be creating a snapshot out of it, which is not good. And then they will get the bills, right? Let them get. So don't create any snapshots and then delete me here. And then this one also, go ahead and then delete it. Nice. Guys, is this clear on this topic, RDS? We need to try to do this task. Please do this task, right? And that is very important. And then tomorrow we'll see the next topic. Guys, can you give me the final CC for today on this RDS topic? Great. Only girls are laughing here. The girls are giving smile and Ramakrishna. Yeah, good. Keep smiling. Yeah, good for health. Okay, guys. So that is all for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and good night. Definitely. Tomorrow we have a class. Yes.